Welcome back to Talking Smack, guys. With your co-host, the new co-host as usual, Jackson Yair.
Hey guys.
We're back with some more UFC talk. We've got a recap for you today and also some future predictions for this Sunday. A couple little stories, not stories, but top stories kind of added in there, and we kind of hope you guys enjoy. So,
John Jones and Izzy.
this is interesting because they seem like mortal enemies for a long time.
They went back and forth for so long, being the whole if I was in your weight class, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a pound for pound action going on there as well because they were both pretty close on the pound for pound rankings there for a while. I think that's sort of where it all sort of like kicked off and all sort of stemmed. Where they were like, and it was a lot of what ifs because they are in completely different weight divisions, but. At the same time, they were like, Izzy could have stepped up. Don't think John Jones could have stepped down, really. But,
he's too big.
that's right. But at the same time, there was a fair bit of intense rivalry there for a little while. But
they were going pretty hard back and forth for
that's right. And it was like, oh, yeah, okay, this is pretty intense. But yeah, they just put up an Instagram post just recently. Was it yesterday or something like that?
It was, I guess, the other day before, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. And they took a photo together and were like chill, and it was like
a little wrestle.
Yeah, that's right. They were sitting there just like screwing around, sparring and stuff like that, and then they like looked like they were pretty chill. I can't remember the caption of it, but it was like we're all cool here, and it was a nice little post actually. It was a nice little respect thing I think out of all of it. Like
I reckon definitely some respect there. I definitely feel like Izzy does a lot of promotion and he's happy with that.
Yeah,
John Jones definitely has a little bit inside him where he's like, I could still kill this guy.
Yeah, that's right. I think John Jones is always going to have that dog in him. Like he's always gonna be on that sort of card. It doesn't matter who he's sort of backing himself up against, whether it be like your Tyson Furies or your DCs or literally whoever. You can have a laugh with them, but like at the same time, it's just like when it comes to business, I can fight.
Yeah,
everyone knows this.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but it's cool. And it's good to see a bit of respect. I love a good lot of slander and some banter and gassing the people up, but at the same time, it's pretty cool to see some like humble sort of respect coming through as well.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of it lately, to be fair. I feel like a lot of like different fighters are kind of teaming up and doing like little things together.
Yeah, that's right. It is pretty cool. Like you sort of see it a lot behind the scenes of them promoting themselves with other fighters and those kind of things, which is pretty cool. And the Aussie is doing it. I just watched Volk's weigh in and those kind of things yesterday in the press conference, and Volk was pretty respectful for the most part of it as well, and shaking hands and stuff like that. So it's cool to see that not all fights are like a big fuck you, I'm going to come and fight you. Yeah, it's good to see them take a step back and realize at the end of the day they're very grounded and humble like people.
Yeah. I mean, not to toot our own horn, but to be honest, a lot of the Aussies don't really talk a lot of smack.
They don't.
They're pretty chill and they're kind of humble.
That's right. But to be fair, they come in and they can fight. I think that's what it comes down to is if you don't have to prove that you're a badass, then that goes a long way. Definitely, and I think all the Australians are all very relevant and all very good fighters. That's right. They're just stacking up, and there's not too many Australian fighters out there that aren't any good or are coming off loss after loss. You don't see from or hear from them, so they don't have to gas themselves up because they know they can do it. So it's pretty good to see.
No, exactly. And Tyson Fury can't leave John Jones alone. He's got to pipe in.
Yeah, that's right.
Misspelled right.
That's right. Man, that's right. I was about to say, I sent the Instagram post through to you earlier.
Yeah, you did. That's what I saw. I was like, yep.
Of Tyson Fury mouthing off, being like, I could have got so many right hooks in here. And then John Jones, again, with that dog in him, man, comes back through and just says, that's right. He's just like, man, if I had a camp and I did this and this, I'd back myself in. I'm like, man, that's a hype. That's hype.
I reckon he could too. He put on a fight.
Man, that's
Might
right.
take him 2 years, 3 years, but
that's right. That's right. It'd be a show, and it'd be for money because there's. Yeah. I just again, as we touched on last time, I don't see Jones winning that boxing match. I don't see it happening. It's just not the type of fighter that Jones is. and it is the type of fighter that Fury is. So that's
straight up
sort
stand. Straight stand up.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a completely different sort of ball game. I'd love to see just like, I mean, it's totally theoretical, but I would absolutely love to see them agree to be like, okay, fuck it. I'm going to jump in the boxing ring, but you've got to jump in the octagon, and just have like a two fight, like, that's right, a best 2 out of 3 or something like that.
And then just have a sumo wrestle at the
That's
end.
right, or something. Yeah, that's right, something cheesy at the end of it. But yeah, no, it'd be cool to see, like both fighters have a crack. As I said, I think it'd be a dominant performance in either
of their realms.
That's right. You can't ever go into somebody else's cage and do the exact same thing. I mean, that's one of the things. You look way back at Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor when they had their massive boxing match, and everyone was like, "Man, Conor's the best stand-up in the sport right now. He's going to have a chance." Blah blah blah. But
so much
it's so much different to that. Like Floyd Mayweather, ran rings around him essentially. It was Conor still got some stuff in because he's a good stand-up fighter and a good boxer, but at the same time, he's not on that level. And same goes for if Floyd Mayweather ever came into the octagon, he'd just get killed instantly. It's one of those things.
Big kick to the sternum or something.
That's right.
And it was that.
That's right. You would soon learn, and that's exactly what I think they'd do. Is they come in and just be like, this is not boxing. That's right. Or just grapple immediately. That's right. It's a different realm for them. So, but no, that'd be cool. Either way, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's just going to go a bit of back and forth for a while. One thing though that I think might come to fruition, and there's been so much hype about it, and everyone's going on about it, is the Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk.
Yes. The battle of the ages.
That's right, man. It's man, that's right. The two like tech gods.
Yeah.
And the two,
alien in the fridge.
Man, that's right, man. That's man.
That's promote the hell out of this.
It's cool, man. Like I mean, it's again like sort of a meme fight, and I don't really want to keep going into this realm of meme fights because I feel like there's gonna be so many of them, and like there's so many to talk about. But this just became world news instantly, and I don't even know where it started. It was sort of Elon Musk just joking around.
Yeah, I think it was Elon Musk kind of having a muck around, and
that's right.
So Mark Zuckerberg accepted it.
That's right. That's right. The Twitter versus Facebook, and I mean that's been a thing for ages as well as Twitter versus Facebook, and then Elon Musk, sort of threw a bit of shade, and Mark Zuckerberg's like, "Yo, let's go." Yeah, that's right. And time and place.
He's been training lately. He's been doing like jiu-jitsu, hasn't he?
I'm fairly sure Mark Zuckerberg is like a serious Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighter. I'm fairly sure. I've seen.
Pretty sure he's won competitions or something.
Man, that's right.
Every now and again it pops up, and you're like, oh yeah.
That's right. Yeah. He's but he can fight, and I think Elon Musk was sort of like memeing a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Mark Zuckerberg's actually fronted, and now he's sort of like, fucking now going to go all in with this, but it's cool because it's generated a lot of hype. I've seen I think GSP has jumped in to offer to train I think Elon Musk to fight and to grapple and stuff.
That'd be exciting.
How cool is that? Is just getting him back into it. So there's fighters going on either side being like, I'll train you up, blah blah, obviously trying to get some coin in there. There's no doubt about it, but
got to be a little promotion too. Yeah,
that's right. I've seen Dana White, and there's been a few memes about Dana White trying to promote this because there's been times where he's been like, I'm not going to promote these stupid fights. I want real fighters to get together, and then all of a sudden he's like, no, I've spoken to both of them on the phone. They're both fully in, and we'll support it. It's like, oh yeah, righto.
An MMA fight would be what I want to see.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It has to. That's right. It has to be MMA. I mean, we can sort of step out of this boxing realm now, and these YouTube boxers
let them do their thing,
all of that kind of stuff. That's right. You can enjoy that, and you can get your pay-per-views. But
these guys in a street fight.
That's right. That's right. That's what it's about. You got to bring them down to our level. They're like these gods that with all their money, but bring them down to our level and just have them bash the shit out of each other. That'd be fun. That'd be tons of fun.
Have them grapple, just drag each other to the ground.
Man, that's right.
Mark Zuckerberg is definitely going to drag him down to the ground.
That's right. That's right. He's going to get him down. I mean, Elon Musk even. That's right. And I mean, that's right. I mean, you've sort of got to wonder what weight they'd be fighting at because they're both completely different weights and stuff like that. I mean, Elon Musk is well into the 90s, and Mark Zuckerberg is in the 70s. So there's always a 15 kilo weight difference there, and so where do you sort of sit in that realm? I mean, I think there's actually odds on it. so that I've seen him. And Mark Zuckerberg is well in that sort of range of being the top dog in that sense.
Got to be.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's because he's actually got a fighting background. He's got a lot of cool backgrounds. He does like tons of different stuff like that, and he does like streams of him like cooking on the barbecue and stuff like that. Just like random streams. I've been watching Mark Zuckerberg do random shit for so long. Yeah, he's just a total meme, but he can fight. But that's right. At the end of the day, he can fight, and I think a lot of people in that realm always say, if you haven't fought before, then you don't know what it's like. And if he is, I'm fairly sure he's a black belt. Yeah. Fairly sure that Mark Zuckerberg is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's been doing it a while. Yeah. Like he'll be all right. So
yeah, he should be fine.
Yeah, but
he'll smash it. I'll put all my money on Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going Mark Zuckerberg for this one as well. I reckon it's going to be easy, pretty quick too. I reckon it's going to be a round one. Mark
Zuckerberg dragging to the ground, taps him out.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Round one. Facebook destroys Tesla.
Yeah.
Sorry, SpaceX, but Instagram wins. Yeah, classic.
We'll see if it actually fucking happens.
Classic.
All right, we might as well jump into a fight recap.
True.
Because the last episode we did, we touched on the 3 top fights of that UFC 289, which was... At the end of the day, we actually kind of got it all correct.
That's right. Absolutely smashed it. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Not surprising.
That's right. That's right. We both got it. If you betted with us, that's right. All the people that watched, if you betted with us, you made money. You made big money. So that's right. No, it was good. What do we have in the first fight with we had Mike Mallet?
Mike Mallet versus I forgot who he versed, but he won.
Mike Mallet won. That's
won,
right.
I think it was first or second round submission. We had him. I think we kind of discussed TKO, but we did mention that submission was the other option. We kind of said he's going to finish him.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Both of those fighters had a very diverse skill set. Both had submissions, both had knockouts, both had decisions. Yeah. So, it was going to be a bit 50-50 on where that was going to go. We picked Mallet for the win, and it was second round submission.
Yeah. So, nice one there. We had Charles Oliveira.
And Benil.
Yeah, and Benil Dariush. So, that one went a little bit different. I thought it would last maybe another round, but we called it. That Charles Oliveira is going to come at him early, and he's a hard hitter. People don't think he's a hard hitter, but then you see like the Justin Gaethje fight, Dustin Poirier fight.
Man, that's right. Hard. That's right. And I think people just underestimate his fighting ability in that sense, where they just think he's a grappler. And so many people think that, but there's so many highlight reels of him going out where he's actually bopping people. And you're like, holy shit, okay, this guy can fight. And proves it with a round 1 TKO. It was like, whoa, okay, sick. So
he's actually really technical. He fights really well. I like watching him fight.
That's right. He's diverse, and it's good to see him get a bit of gas. And I'm happy that he won solely for the fact that he can continue on now. I mean, he's come off losses before, and then went on a big win streak, and just won fight after fight. So it'll be interesting to see whether he goes for another fight before going back for Islam, and where those sort of that sort of region sits, but it's good to see that he got the win, and that's definitely gonna gas him up and get him to progress in his fight career for sure.
Yeah, should get him a title shot, to be fair, but we'll see how that plays out. You never know with UFC.
Yeah, that's
might not be half enough.
That's right, and he's humble. He's humble. He just went on about how it's good to be humble, but he doesn't generate the hype like your McGregors and those kind of things, because he is just a lovely bloke, and I'm fairly sure he's like. I saw a compilation the other day of just him just respecting fighters the whole way through. Like nobody mouths off at him. Like he never mouths off at anyone, because he is just a genuinely good bloke. But I'd love to see him get a title shot. I don't know. I reckon he's going to do pretty well. He's a good fighter, and he deserves it. Definitely deserves a title shot.
Yeah, deserves a second chance. Given that Islam.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then we had Amanda Nunes versus
Aldana.
Aldana, whatever, however you pronounce it. I'll probably butcher a few names here. But Amanda Nunes smashed her, went to decision
and 5-rounder, and she got up the GOAT essentially of the female divisions. She was the GOAT.
She's two weight division champions. So.
That's right, and proved it yet again. I thought it was a pretty dominating performance for a majority of the fight. It was she does what she does best, and got the decision, and yeah, that's it for Nunes.
That's it. She took her gloves off, which took a while. They had to cut.
That's right.
Ages to cut it.
Man, that's right.
And then she laid them down, and she's done.
That's it. She had an absolute ton of title defenses, and she's been in the game for so long now. And she's such a well-respected fighter and has such a good career, and will go down as the GOAT of UFC in that division. She's GOAT of the UFC.
She's Mount Rushmore of women's division.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right. I mean, not even in just the women's division. She is a GOAT of the UFC. That's right. She is a GOAT of UFC, and I think she sort of deserves the spotlight and the attention that she got during her career and more. She's a brilliant fighter, but she's finally hung up the gloves, and I think that sort of leaves a nice little, a very open sort of competition now, because I think there's a lot of good female fighters out there, and I think there's a lot of interesting talent still to come up. I think we've got Gracio, is it, that's holding one of the other belts. And I think they've just announced that the Bullet will be coming back to go round 2 for that one. So that one should be pretty interesting.
Which was a big shock, that one.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That was a big shock. But the other ones are open. So it'll be interesting to see, sort of whereabouts and the fighters that will come up to try and go for these belts.
Yeah, it is. It'll be very exciting. A lot more talent come through the woodwork. So
that's right. And I mean it's like it's like a lot of women's sport. There's a lot of up and coming talent, and the talent pool is only getting bigger, and there's more people coming into the sport with a crazy skill set, and a lot of people have been doing this for a long time. So it'll be interesting to see the up and coming female division of the UFC for sure.
Yeah, bring Paige Van Zant back.
Yeah, that's right.
Get her out of bare knuckle. No.
Bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah. But overall, pretty good card. Wasn't like the most. They kind of do this with the UFC. They kind of go like one UFC is huge, and the other one's pretty good. That's then they have like a huge one where it's a stacked card all the way through, which is what we have bloody this week
for 290. It is a wicked card. The preliminary fights, early prelims, the whole way through the card is just fight after fight after fight, and they're all brilliant. They're all awesome. We're going to touch on the main cards, and the fights that are on the main cards.
We'll sweep through. There's 5 for this one. We only touched on 3 last time because we only felt like, and no disrespect for any fighters, but we only felt like those 3 were worthy, and that's not even worthy, but just the top best ones to talk about.
That's exactly right. I think the other thing that we should mention here as well is the fact that we got a lot of Aussie fighters fighting in 290 as well, and you got to gas up the Aussie boys. You can't leave them out. So we've thrown them all in, and we just went stuff it. So we're just going to send it through these ones, and we'll go from there. But what have we got first?
So first one's Bo Nickel versus Val the Animal Woodburn. After I forget the other dude's name, but he backed out.
Yeah,
I don't know the actual reason behind that. Do you?
No. I saw a post on Facebook that Bo had put up. Well, Bo's manager had put up actually, and then Val's manager, when he commented on, was super respectful, and was thank you for giving him this opportunity, and he's going to come in there and give it all he's got, and that was pretty hype, and obviously once you see a new fighter come in, you want to go in and look at their highlights, which is exactly what I did, and Val's a brilliant fighter. It'll be super cool. It'll be super cool. However, in saying that, I don't think Bo Nickel's going to lose this. I was about to say his last fight was a first round submission. I think his opponent was paying $15 to beat him. He's undefeated currently, and there's a reason for it.
It's actually a good idea. We should get up there.
Yeah, most definitely. But he's a submission artist. He's so much fun to watch.
His wrestling's crazy.
That's right, and he's one of the. I hate to say one of the few people, because there are a lot of exciting people to watch, but he's one of the few submission artists that is just so engaging the whole fight. There's not a time where he's sort of trying to pace himself. It is always just go. And having that insane pressure in a submission game would be so fucking scary if you were on the ground. If you were trying to face that, and there is someone that's right, that's not trying to hold their own and breathe and compose and then go for sort of things. with someone that's got so much knowledge under his belt and just watching him just absolutely fly in every single time. I think that's going to be hard for any fighter to try and hold up against. And I think Bo Nickel will get another submission, and I'm probably going to say it's going to be a round 2 submission for me for Bo Nickel in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 1 to 11. So Bo Nickel's $1.04 and Vow's $11.50. So like,
Sure.
he's a heavy favourite. So even the bet's not even that worth chucking on. But I reckon if you just round 1 submission's got to be. He's the way we've seen him fight. He just is instantly looking for that. And some fighters kind of look for the win. He looks for the submission.
That's
he's
right.
Looking to take you out.
That's right. He
wants to build his name up. So
that's right. He's a finisher. He's exciting to watch. And plus Val's just stepped into this sort of last minute. So he hasn't had a training camp waiting for him to do this, and hasn't had as much preparation. Whereas Bo's going in there in his own camp doing his own game. He's going to go in there and he's going to make that octagon and the whole game inside it his, and he's just going to put on an absolute performance. Definitely got to change it to a round 1 submission.
Round 1 submission. I'm agreeing with you 100% for that one.
Yeah, round 1 submission for sure.
Got to be. And then we've got another one of the home lads. We've got Dan Hooker versus Jalen Turner. So this one is a bit of a tough one.
Man, I think they're both. I think they're both brilliant fighters. Jalen Turner in his last fight put on an absolute clinic. It was a brawl. It was a total scrap. I'm trying to remember who he last fought. Nonetheless, I think they're both really good fighters. Dan Hooker is just so much fun to watch, and he's good. He's fun to watch. Man, he's gas. Even one of those people in the interviews. To be fair, one of the few Aussie blokes that's sort of like can throw some shade and stuff like that. You obviously heard him after the Volk and Izzy fight and those kind of things, and he can throw it out there, but he can back it up. He can fight. He can do everything. His last fight was probably one of the biggest jokes in UFC ever. I don't think we're ever going to see the bloke that he fought ever again in the UFC. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah, he just sort of sat on the ground the whole time, didn't want to fight him, and the ref called it.
Yeah.
But it'll be good to see him fighting someone of a half-decent caliber like Jalen Turner.
Yeah. I mean, Jalen Turner's really good. And he, like you just said, he can scrap and he can hit pretty hard. And Dan Hooker has been on a bit of a losing stretch as of late. Got a victory last time on a bit of a weird one, but he showed well. He stayed composed and he finished, and he just stuck to his game plan, and that guy gave up.
That's right. I mean, Jalen Turner is very consistent, and the only issue with Dan Hooker is he's got unlucky, man. I feel like there's so many fights where he should have got the finish and should have won. But he's got unlucky, and I think this is going to be the fight where he comes in to really prove that he's not just unlucky in these fights, that he's actually got what it takes, and he can beat good opponents like Jalen Turner. Yeah. I'm going to go Dan with this one, and I'm going to go a second round TKO.
Wow, nice. Back in the boy. That'd be some money too. He's paying $3 something, I'm pretty sure.
That's right.
That's a good one. $3.30. Yep.
$3.30.
Nice. Yep. I don't know what TKO is paying, but it must be paying more. So, but that's a tough one. I feel like if it's anything like Dan Hooker's definitely been in some wars before, like with Dustin Poirier was a crazy one. Paul Felder, like he's a really good fighter, and Jalen Turner's up and coming up there, but he's a great fighter too, and he can brawl too. These guys might take it out to decision. I'm going to stick with Dan Hooker. I'm going to go Dan Hooker for decision. I reckon they'll brawl it out, 3-round fight, and we'll see what happens.
That's right. Do you reckon it's fight of the night worthy?
Fight of the night worthy for sure.
I think that's definitely
this one will surprise people.
I was about to say, I wish there was a market for fight of the night and being like which one will be the fight of the night. I'm fairly sure this will take the cake on it because they're both brilliant strikers, and it is going to be a brawl. Yeah. It's going to be a scrap, and it's going to be fun. And
I don't know how tall Jalen Turner is, but
he is tall.
He's tall.
Yeah, he's tall, and he's got good reach, and same goes with Dan Hooker as well. And that's why I think
it's hard to judge against other fighters, and then you see him against like someone who's like real tall, and you're like, oh, wait a second. Yeah, like Alex Pereira was a big one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
Giant.
For sure. That's right.
I thought Izzy was big.
That's right, man. That's exactly right. What have we got up next? Rob Whittaker versus the Polices.
versus the South African. His name, I actually don't know how to say his name. Dricus du Plessis?
I say Duplessis. I think that's
Duplessis.
what I've been calling him for a while.
And Driscus? Do you reckon? Or Dricus? Well, I don't know. But he's the South African. He's the one that's kind of calling out Kamaru Usman and Izzy, saying he's the real. He's going to bring the belt back to Africa. He's the real African champ.
He's a bit of a meme.
That's what's got him this fight.
That's right.
Like, he's good. Like, you can't take away. He's decent.
He has had some half decent scraps. He has had
to be ranked, but like,
that's right. And he's a good fighter. He's not beating Rob Whittaker. For some reason, I've just got this major, like, I've watched so much on Rob Whittaker and watching how, just watching his whole sort of journey coming back through it and you know, having his losses to Izzy and all the rest. But I just think he's leveled up as a fighter and he definitely
keeps leveling up.
That's right. And he keeps getting better. And like, you know, you see so many people fall off from these title losses and those kind of things, but he genuinely is getting better. And I think he's going to run through this fight to prove that he is the best. And then he's going to scream at the end of it that he wants the title shot and he wants round 3 with Izzy for sure.
Yeah. Gotta. He hates it that he has to keep fighting Izzy, but
that's right.
But he knows that's the path to championship. Like,
that's right, and he's
being a champion.
And that's right, and he truly believes that he can beat Izzy next time. You know, whether or not he can. You know, it's interesting. I to be fair, for the most part, their last fight was pretty neck and neck. But again, he again feels like he's leveled up, and his fight game has leveled up since then. Yeah. And I'm gonna go a bit ballsy on this one, but I'm gonna go Rob Whittaker with a first round knockout.
First round knockout.
I think it might go, decision, but I think Rob Whittaker has something to prove here, and I think he's gonna go in. He's going to play it smart, but he's just going to make all the right moves, and he's going to really prove that, he's got another title shot straight on the line. If he manages to get that first round knockout, I have no doubt that he is going back for that title shot straight away.
If he gets a knockout, he's 100% getting that title. Yep. He's got to have.
That's right.
Because I did see a crazy stat the other day, I remember yesterday, that in the last 10 years, the only 2 losses he has are to Izzy.
That's right.
It's like he's swept through everybody else. He hasn't lost any other fight.
Man, that's right. He even said that all of his training camps now are just focusing just for Izzy, and that's cool. I actually rate that. That's right. He doesn't have to prove himself to anyone else because he knows he's a brilliant fighter. But he's just got to beat the one man to get to the top, and I think he can do it. I genuinely think he can do it. I'm going to back him in for a round 1 knockout here.
Dang, that's big.
And then I reckon I'm going to back him again when we eventually have a podcast about Izzy and Rob Whittaker.
Yeah, 100%. I like the confidence there. I'll
back him in.
It's a tough one. Honestly, because I want to make sure to like play to the bets a little bit, but at the same time, there's no point because Rob Whittaker's going to smash him, and if it's not a decision, it's going to be a knockout. He's going to head kick him or something, or he's just going to TKO finish him. Like, he's going to just beat him up so badly that eventually he's going to practically quit. Okay, I'm backing in Rob Whittaker pretty hard here too.
Very nice. Do you have a round?
I'm thinking late. I'm thinking 3rd round knockout.
3rd round knockout.
Might be that head kick.
Getting the finish?
Yeah, I reckon he's getting the finish. I reckon you're right. I reckon you're on the nose with that. If he comes out and puts a big exclamation point on this, he's gonna force Dana to give him a title.
I think that's right. I think he knows that too, and I think he knows that if he puts on a performance and absolutely kills in the octagon, that they have no choice but to give him round 3, and everyone wants it, and it'll be hype, and it'll be good, and it'll be exactly what UFC will need. Yeah,
I'm keen for that one. And the next on the list we've got Brandon Moreno versus Alexander. I think it's Alexandra Pantoja. Yeah,
fairly sure.
Yeah. Now, Brandon Moreno kind of surprised me a while back with the petty arm, Oh, no, not Petty Yan. Why am I say that? What's her face? Why am I forgetting his name? It's Petty Yan, the Russian. No, who's the other guy? But he surprised me a lot because the other dude he versed, I forgot his name, but he's a real hard hitter. He tore up, I'm forgetting everybody's name.
Yeah,
but he went on a tear, and he the way he hits for such a light-weighted person, it was ridiculous. He's just knocking people out.
He's
Brandon Moreno came and met him and just put on a different type of style. The styles match perfectly. Like, he's too fast, he's too quick, he does everything. Like,
he's a that's right. He's a technical fighter. Again, me going back through highlights and stuff like that. Watching him, he's cool to watch. As you said, very technical. And this is the third time that they've come together.
These guys,
I'm fairly sure this is their trilogy. So and Marino's got the win twice.
Yeah.
I think just going from that sort of basis, I think we can expect a 3-0, just given his diverse skill set.
Yeah.
I don't think I know too much from Pantoja, and didn't really see too much that was sort of like that is very standout. But and this is one of those fights that I'm not as versed in.
Yeah.
If I'm completely honest. But I think the Mexican's gonna win here, and Moreno's gonna get up. It should be a good fight.
Should be a good fight. They always fight, like you said. They're usually very technical for these lighter weights. So
that's
they're
right.
Gonna have a good.
They'll have a lot in their arsenal, and I'd like to see the old Rob Whittaker sort of get through and come up. That'll be cool to see the trilogy come in and the underdog get up. I think that'll be tons of fun. Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards, same sort of thing. Like, you'd like to see a sort of a bit of a fairy tale happen, and that's pretty hype. So, actually, I might go the other way on this. Just for a bit of a laugh. I reckon I am going to go the other way on this. I'd like to see the fairy tale happen.
Pantoja catches him.
That's right. I think.
Quick look. Where was his last finish?
So it'll be interesting to see. I think we're going to go decision on this. As I said, not very well versed in this fight. But
submissions.
That's right. A lot of submissions.
Two submissions off. His last two have been two submissions.
Beautiful. So, we've got a decision in there. I'd like to see
2 decisions to KO.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, the decision wasn't his, but
that's right. And it was around 1 KO too. Which is interesting. I think we're going to go decision. I think he's going to lot in his kit from what it says, and we're going to back the underdog in this one, we're going against Moreno here. Yeah,
nice. This is see, I want to play to it because Pantoja, you'll make more money, and it could happen. But Brandon Moreno, I love the little Mexican. He's so good.
Yeah,
I reckon he might do the similar stuff. Pantoja's probably a better fight style for us to watch because Figueiredo was the big guy who fought. Not big guy, but he hits hard. But his style is kind of slow compared to what I think Pantoja is. So, Pantoja might catch him. This one's so tough for me. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Moreno for decision. I reckon they're gonna push it all the way through.
Yep,
these little scrappers.
Decision versus decision here.
We'll see what happens. That's the only one I'll go off against.
No, I like it.
And we got to top it off with the big dog.
The big dog.
Alexander the Great.
The Great.
Alexander Volkanovski.
Man. Versus Yair Rodriguez.
Yair. No, Yair.
Sorry, versus who? Look, I can't. I suppose we start with Rodriguez here.
Yeah, definitely.
And Rodriguez is fun to watch. His fight style is so different, and so unorthodox that you just never really know what to expect when you're fighting him, and he's got just the way his movements are just all completely unorthodox, and I think it really throws a spanner in the works here because I think a lot of fighters are. I don't like to say this because I am not a fighter by any means, but a lot of fighters all feel the same and are all very basic in the way that they sort of move. But man, his footwork, everything that he does is just so unorthodox, and it's cool unique. To fight. He can find angles that nobody else can. He can go to the level change just so differently to everyone else, and you sort of just don't expect you don't expect that unorthodox sort of fighting style, and I think he's cool to watch. I think it's a wicked matchup. I think he's like 5'9" or 5'10", so he's got a fairly big height advantage compared to Volk, who's 5'6". Big reach advantage there as well,
which will bode well. Yeah,
and that's right.
Kicks, those long kicks he does.
Yeah, man, that's exactly right. But the Volk's not going to lose this.
Yeah, you got the Volk.
Volk's not losing this. I do not see Volk going down without a fight. I genuinely think he is going to go such a long way, Volk, and he's been in the game for a while now. But I just don't see him slowing down anytime soon. He just puts on dominating performance after dominating performance. He lost his last fight to Islam. There was a lot of controversy. I went back and actually watched the fight myself.
Yeah, you did,
and I gave it to Islam. I just think there was
that's fair.
That's right. There was a lot of control there, and Volk was very comfortable during that control time. But you've still got to count it, and there's a bit of damage there. But he held his own, and it was the first time that Islam's been fucking shaky, and that in itself just shows that he's got the guts and he can fight literally anyone.
Yeah, jumping up a weight division's huge.
That's right.
Against champion straight away.
I mean, that's right. I mean, Volk used to weigh 97 kilos at 5'6" when he was playing rugby back in the day. So that's right. So going up a weight division isn't going to be too much of a hassle for him. No. But it really goes to show that he's not scared of anyone. He can go in there. He fights his own fights. He knows his own game, and he's just so dominant all the time, and there's just nothing you can do to stop him. He's just in your face. He plays his game so well, and there's just not a section where he ever feels dominated, and he doesn't ever look like he's in trouble. He always just feels super comfortable. I mean, you even look at his fight against Ortega and
I was going to say...
You always bring it up. Probably the only time he's ever been uncomfortable in his life is when he had the deepest...
guillotine.
Man, the deepest guillotine you've ever seen in your life, and he still survives it. If he can survive that, he can definitely survive his fight with Rodriguez this time.
That showed a lot when he got out of that, because the way he hung on for so long. Like
that's right, and he said and I think that's the other thing is he's just got that dog mentality, man. He's got that dog mentality. He said it's either like he gasses out or I die. Like he wasn't tapping. He was like, I'm just going fucking out. So that's right. I'm going to sleep or his arm's gonna get tired, and it fucking did. Yeah. And nobody in their right mind has that mindset to go, you know what, if I get choked out, I get choked out. Nah, man.
Something built in there.
That's right. He's got that dog in him, and he's just got so much go about him. And man, Volk's taking this one for sure.
Yeah, got to be. That's fair to say. You know what? You got to go with the Volk. I always bet on Volk. Ever since the Max Holloway fights, especially I thought he was going to win those ones. To be fair, I sort of, because I just backed the Aussie fighter anyway.
That's right.
But he is an animal, and he's really, really good. And he seems to be the same thing, keep improving and challenging himself, like you said, going up against Islam and doing something different. Definitely was a bit more shakier. And I agree that he lost that one. I don't think it was close enough to be like Volk should take it, but I can see why at the same time.
And that's right.
Because he did put up a great effort, but this is going to be a lot different. This is going to be against a fighter that he's already kind of fought, in a sense. He's fought long fighters that stretch. Granted, like you said, he's very unorthodox, but he's fought those long, tall fighters that love to strike. And he kind of has game plans, and he sticks to them. So
that's right.
I'm backing Volk all the way.
Yeah,
I don't reckon it's going to be a finish though. I don't think Yair can be finished. I reckon it's going to go to decision again. Pretty boring on these ones, to be fair, for me, I guess. I don't know, a lot of decisions, but I reckon Volk's going to take him to decision.
I agree with you there. I think Volk can pick apart his opponents very well and can scrap. And you're right. I don't think Rodriguez is going to go down without a fight. And I think Rodriguez also has a lot to prove. So I would just love to see a 5-round bloodbath. I want to see blood. I want to see, there be vicious head knocks. I want to see absolutely everything come out of their arsenal.
Yeah.
But I reckon I'm going to see a dominant performance from Volk, and I'm also going to go a round 5 decision for Volk.
Yeah, no, nice and easy. He'll take it.
That's right. That's right. He'll get it. It should be good.
Yeah. No, well, that tops it all off for us. Like, if you stick to them, I bet you'll make some money, guys.
That's right. That's right. Well, I was about to say, I think we've got one different fight. And,
one different fight. The rest are all the same. So
that's right. If you want better odds, back me. But no, that's totally cool. It's a super exciting fight. 290 is a massive card. And the next few we've also got some wicked fights coming up. So stay tuned. Have a look. We'll be doing every single pay-per-view that comes up. Hell, we'll even get some fight nights in there.
We'll start doing some fight nights soon.
When we start getting some decent fights. They're all decent fights on fight nights. I love seeing them, but we'll see some decent fight nights, and we'll start to cover them. When there's a bit of a stint between pay-per-views and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely be covering every pay-per-view, and there's some exciting ones to see. So
100%.
Be sure to stay tuned in for those.
Definitely do. And again, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay close to the recaps in the next episode coming out, and thank you for watching Talking Smack.
Beautiful stuff. Hope you enjoy.